What's up, guys? Blick Studios. You guys can call me Michael. Today we're going to be learning how I do these very clean Twitter header backgrounds. Of course, you can use them for your Twitter headers. You can do them with whatever you like, apply them to your designs, wallpapers, stuff like that. Just these nice sort of lighting effects that you can apply onto them. This one is on, of course, a gray style or a black style background. But, of course, you can do it on colored backgrounds. So we're going to do it on a colored one today. I think we're going to do it on blue, but let's open up a new document. First off, let me show you guys an example. This is a new logo that I might start running with. Sort of like an eagle. You can see kind of like the wings. It was fun to make. It's kind of futuristic. I like it. I might start using it. I might not. This is a little sneak peek for you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. File new. Width 1500, 1500, height 500, resolution 72, color mode RGB, of course. You guys can pause it here and copy that into your document. We're just going to keep it untitled, of course, because it is a tutorial. So we're going to go and pick a new color, and I'm going to run with a blue. I don't know what type of blue I want. Of course, I want it nice and dark like this, and then select it again, make it a little bit brighter. Go to our gradient tool, and then I'm going to hold shift, going from the top to the bottom. I kind of want it to be a little darker on the bottom there. There we go. So now we have our blue backing to our banner or our header. This one is a Twitter header size. So we're going to apply a new layer on top of that. Now, we're going to go to an all white. And this is what I like to do. Going to take down the size just a little bit. If you guys don't know how I did that on my keyboard, I just hit the bracket keys. And that'll, you can change the size by 100 pixels or by 100 per click. So I'm going to click with this white in those three spots, and then I'm going to set them to overlay, so you can see what that starts to do. I'm going to lower it back down a little bit, and we're going to apply the same thing now in the same spots, kind of. I sometimes like to do it just a little bit off, not exactly right where they are, and then of course set it to overlay again. And you can see what that starts to do. So that's basically it for your backings. Really clean. And you can apply. Of course, let's do this. We're of course gonna make this into a black now, and then do the same thing in these other areas, and then set it to overlay, and then drop the opacity quite a bit. You have to drop the black ones quite a bit. Just go by eyeball. You can kind of see what it starts to look like on here, and it's very clean. Now back on my Twitter header, you see I have these lines, and that's actually a lot easier than you guys might think. What we're gonna do, just create a new layer. We're gonna go to our rectangular marquee tool, and we're gonna make a very small selection, and then go to our background color, set it to white, and then control backspace. If you were to do alt backspace, it would turn it into your foreground color, which is black. But I prefer to do control backspace. I feel like control is just an easier button to hit. Of course, hit select, deselect, and then overlay, and you can see what that does. Now to duplicate it and bring it down to the bottom, I'm gonna hit alt and shift and then just drag, and that'll duplicate it, and you can drag it to the bottom. Just go by your eye where you think it would be to be symmetrical. I'm gonna take them both holding shift, and then lower the opacity. Go down to 40% opacity on that one. So this is the start of what we want to start doing. This is basically our backing. what you can do on top of it. And it really works if you do it in moderation. And what I mean by that is if you have too much of it, it's not going to work out for you. And it's just not going to look clean. So I'm going to go into my stocks folder. Any of you guys can do this. Just go on Google, search up texture stocks, and then you're going to get things like this. This one is specifically black and white, which is exactly what we want. If you guys are lucky enough and fortunate enough, like myself, and you guys have a ton of brush stocks, I might be start releasing a couple soon. If not, there are a bunch of them out there. They're just like this. Just like this. You can apply them anywhere you want. But we're just going to roll with the easy way that all of you guys can do. Boom. Set it to overlay. And then, of course, remember moderation. So we want to have it really not a lot of opacity on it. But I'm going to keep it like that. So you guys can already see what that starts to do to it. And it really does apply a really nice effect. I'm going to lower the opacity of these just a little bit. Make them a little bit smoother. Yeah, then over top of that, how you guys can get these sort of effects. Like, I have a whole pack of them. Hold up here. In my social icons, I have a whole little folder of them. All these little textures that you guys can place on them. You can make them yourself. Of course, you can find them on Google or in packs. Oh man, that sucks. So we're gonna make them for ourselves. I'm gonna decide to do that just because I have a whole bunch of documents open. We're just gonna make them for ourselves. And I think what I want to do, I'm gonna go to the ellipse tool, and I'm gonna make a circle one. So of course, circle. All you have to do again to duplicate it, hold Alt and then Shift. Alt and Shift. I'm gonna select all of them, Alt and Shift, and then all of them again, Alt and Shift. Drag them over. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Control G, select them all, and then Control G, so they're all grouped together. I'm gonna apply effect to a layer style and make them white. And then I'm gonna hit Control E, and that'll merge them together. So now this is one shape, which is what we want. Because if you have, let's say for some reason we wanted these to be red, and then we try and set it to overlay, it's not gonna do anything because we have the effect on it. So if it doesn't have an effect, like this doesn't have a layer style on it, setting it to overlay applies that really nice effect. I'm gonna hold Alt, kind of put these guys like so all over the place. Well, not all over the place. Kind of keep them in moderation. Of course, that's really sort of the motto behind this. Is if you have these things in moderation, you can really apply some clean effects to them. They're still a little too bright for my taste. Yeah, that looks good. And then over top of that, let's see if we can make another one. Teach you guys how to make another one. I'm gonna make a square. So holding Shift with your rectangle tool will make it a square. Gonna take it, hold Shift again, flip it around so it's a diamond. I'm gonna hold Alt and then Shift, drag it down, Alt, and I'm gonna bring it up here. Alt again, holding Shift, and then yeah, I guess so. So that is that nice square, these sort of diamond effects that everybody uses nowadays. Of course, Control G doing the same thing, color overlay, all the way white, and then Control E, making it one shape, setting it to overlay. We don't want them to be that big. We just kind of want them to be there in the background. Select it. I'm using this Alt tool this alt trick quite a bit. I recommend that you guys do that. Selecting all of them, I'm going to lower the opacity a little bit. So yeah, now you can start to see, you know, this sort of effect. This is kind of, I'm running through this really quickly for you guys. But this is this really nice effect that you guys can apply even without all of these bad boys. This is just a really nice way that you can make your backgrounds. And then another thing that that I tend to do a lot, I think it's a really nice thing, is I just go to my polygonal lasso tool. If you guys have it set to lasso tool, that'll allow you to select a whole bunch. We don't want to do that. That's kind of, it's not very controlled. So what I want to do with this, and this is the effect that I use a lot, is I'm just going to hold it diagonally and go kind of by eye, making this shape by eye. Holding shift with this allows me to make another shape. I'm going to make another one. Just going to be a little bit smaller. And then holding shift again, this one's going to be a lot smaller. So just like so, now we have, I kind of ran through that. Control backspace if your background color is white, of course. Select, deselect that, and then set it to overlay. And then of course you want to lower the opacity quite a bit. Then you can start to see that really nice effect that I have on a lot of my headers with these sort of diagonal sort of light streaks. If you have, let's say, you have a picture behind it, I'm just gonna throw in something real quick. Advanced Warfare, I just found this here. Oops. If you have it underneath it, let's say, let's rasterize it, Control U. Let's say it's in the background. You can see what that does to it is it kind of makes it a little bit lighter in some areas, which is really nice when you apply them to your headers. If you're using pictures in the background, faded pictures, of course. But this type of Twitter header is not really meant for applying pictures on. This is sort of just, you have really nice text on top of it with this really clean background. That's still a little too bright for me. So there we go. There we go, guys. That's how you make really clean Twitter headers just like this. You can do it with any color. Of course, you want to make sure that your background is just like this. Not really vibrant colors. You don't really want to make them these crazy. That's not the right brush. I'm just trying to show you guys something. You don't really want to make them these vibrant colors, because that's really hard on the eyes if I were to make it that. So when it's this nice gradient that you have, you can do it with red. I can literally change the color right now, and it'll apply the same effect. So we have this nice red here. If I turn this back on, it's going to be this nice red backing. You can change it all over the place. You can use these as your default. That's what I like to do. Of course, you guys saw on here. This is when I open up my Twitter header template. This is just my default that I have on there, and then of course my name. But you guys of course can use this. Put your name down there. I recommend that it be low opacity. You don't want it to stick out too much, but you definitely want it to be there. Brand yourself. So yeah, you guys can use this any way you like. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I recommend that you guys go follow me on social media like Twitter. I'm on Twitter a whole bunch during the week, and I'm a little bit off during the weekend just because weekends are kind of crazy, but you guys can definitely keep up with me that way. That's where I post all my new designs. You guys might have seen a couple when I was flipping through all these folders here. Yeah, you guys can also subscribe if you want. I'm gonna start posting a lot of videos soon, including, design tutorials, and then Also some commentaries over games. I'm just kind of rebranding myself and taking myself to the next level on YouTube. It should be pretty fun. I'd love to, hang out with you guys in the comment section below. You guys can chat it up. Let me know if it helped you. Like the video if it did. Share it around. Show your friends. This is a really clean style that I really want to see a lot of people start to use, just because of how clean it is and how professional it is. Slapping a nice logo on here with some good text. That's going to make your designs really, really, really work well. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I love every single one of you. Please do have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I'm not sure. Yeah, guys, take care. Bye-bye.